This week on the Race Report, we'll take you to Thunder Mountain Speedway for opening night, talk to a future racing superstar, BMX racers reach for the roof, and the ladies will be down and dirty Sunday at Broome Tioga Sports Center. Welcome to a brand new season of the Race Report. Hi everyone and welcome to our 38th season of the Race Report. I'm Ron Hills. Before the green flag ever fell on this racing season, the Oakdale Mall was filled with anticipation of glory ahead, no matter what the age. Chad, congratulations on a great looking car. Looks like you're ready for another exciting season.
Yeah, we are. We run outside with the dirt car and then indoors with our asphalt car, and we're excited to get going.
Take us back a little bit. We know that your dad has been involved in racing for his entire life, but take us back to when you first got involved.
I started out in a pure stock at Thunder Mountain, and I had 3 or 4 victories there in that, and then switched over to the asphalt TQ, which I've ran for 3 or 4 years now. And then just recently we've came on board with AJ George with his 600.
How was the transition going from a pure stock to TQs?
It's kind of a big difference. It seems like a small car and just kind of like a go-kart, but it really has quite a bit of horsepower compared to what you would think. It's more like a real race car.
Tell us about some of the indoor racing you've been doing.
We've been to Trenton, New Jersey, Allentown, and Atlantic City for the big race, where there's roughly 100 cars that enter the race to start.
Now, looking forward to the 2017 season, where will you be doing most of your racing?
Both with the TQ and with the 600. We'll be going to our local dirt tracks with the 600, as far as Thunder Mountain, Penn Can, Skyline, and then with the TQ we'll be at up in Connecticut and down in upper Pennsylvania.
Let's talk about some of the people that make it possible for you to go racing. Do you have any sponsors you want to thank, or people that work on your crew?
I have a few. I have a guy that does some taping for me that for Nelson Speed, and AJ George for the 600, and of course my dad's the one who does a lot of the mechanical work for me, and family, of course.
Oh, no. What's down the road? Is this the type of racing you want to stick with, or is there something that you'd like to get into at some point in the future?
Yeah, I think we're just going to stick here. We kind of enjoy this. It's kind of a fun thing to do, so I think we'll just end up sticking with what we're doing here.
Chad, have a good and safe racing season.
Thank you.
What made you decide to become a car owner?
Well, a couple things. One of the things I always wanted to do was be a college professor. I did that, and that's over with. And I wanted to own a race car. So this was a nice class to get into. And I've got a nice family that's working on this. Lou Parks, famous Indy mechanic, is the crew chief on the car. And we're planning on doing a lot of races with the sprint car, as well as the TQ Midget, which is right next door.
Yeah, we're taking a good look at the sprint car here, but tell us a little more about the TQ. Where did that come from? What's the provenance of the car?
That car was actually built in Indianapolis by Dryden with Lou Parks actually doing a lot of the welding on it. So it's kind of a combination between him and Danny Dryden, who's a famous IndyCar driver in Indianapolis. He builds these cars now.
Where will we see some of your local racing involvement?
Well, definitely Skyline's got 3 of these shows with the NY 6A Club, and we're going to run a lot of their races. So Skyline, unfortunately Thunder Mountain's not running them. I was hoping they would this season. And Penn Can. So locally, those would be the 2 tracks. The rest of them will be up north or out western New York.
Anybody on the crew or any sponsors that you want us a shout out to?
Well, the only sponsors we really have is Gould Motors down in Reading, Pennsylvania, that builds our motors and dynos them for us. Great guy, and I got a lot of horsepower out of this little car. 150 horsepower at 14,500 RPM, so it'll scream.
Okay, good luck on the season.
Thanks so much. I appreciate you covering this.
Now, you certainly have adapted to that race car pretty good. It looks like you're ready to go out and take the green flag.
Yep.
You think you want to race when you get older?
Yeah.
Do you go to the races now?
Yeah, sometimes.
What racetracks do you go to?
I'm not really sure, but a ton.
You like these cars that go real fast and have the big tires?
Yeah.
Okay, so
They're my favorite.
They're your favorites? Do you have a favorite race car driver?
Not really. I like them all.
Oh, okay. Do you watch NASCAR too, or just the local races?
Local races.
Just the local races. All right. Chad Parks better watch out. Somebody's got an eye on his seat. Here's a look at some results from around the area. Friday night at Skyline Raceway, Jimmy Zacharias scored his first ever win on dirt, joining his famous grandfather with both dirt and pavement wins. Other winners included Earl Zimmer, Mitch Hurlburt, James Cornell, John Morris, Rachel Zacharias, and Tim Parker. Brad Seitz, Tom Severcool, Craig Smith, Kenny Underwood, and Larry Colton were winners at the Hill Speedway. Rain has delayed the opening of Penn Can Speedway. That track is scheduled to open this Friday night, weather permitting. No results were reported from Afton Raceway. To Saturday night action, where Steve Howe, Demetrius Drelos, Rob Yetman, Sean Perez, Clifford Booth, and Gary O'Brien were winners at Lebanon Valley Speedway. Eric Beers was the modified winner at Mahoning Valley Speedway, along with wins by Mike Sweeney, Jamie Smith, Mike Stofflet, Cody Kohler, and Tiffany Wambold. No results were reported by 5 Mile Point Speedway. Chemung Speedrome has scheduled their season opener for this Saturday night. Racing from Grippen Park and Thunder Mountain Speedway still ahead, but first check out this week's Car of the Week from Brush and Pallet Auto Sales in Candor.
You're watching the Race Report on Fox 40.
30 years of satisfied customers. That's the proud history of Brush and Pallet Auto in Candor. We have a large selection of cars, trucks, and SUVs. Here is this week's Car of the Week. We'll give you a $1,000 minimum trade-in, and we have financing options to fit your needs, including a first-time buyer's program. Think you can't afford it? We think you can. Check us out at brush-pallet.com or visit us in person at 598 Owego Road in Candor, New York.
Unicorn Electronics in the Valley Plaza, Johnson City has the best pricing and selection of audio, video, and computer cables in the area. Don't spend a fortune on that HDMI cable for your new HD TV or Blu-ray player. Unicorn Electronics has quality cables in the lengths you need at a price you can afford. Expanding your network, Unicorn has the patch cables and accessories to make it happen. When you need to connect, think Unicorn Electronics in the Valley Plaza, Johnson City.
98.1 The Hawk, number 1 for 20 in a row.
This is Jason Aldean.
Hot new country.
This is Luke Brown.
This is Charles, Dave,
and Hillary.
And we are
Lady Annabella.
And I don't know why you don't take me downtown anymore.
Binghamton Binghamton's hot new country.
This is Carrie Underwood.
Every tear soaked whiskey memory blown away.
Binghamton's hot new country. 98.1 The Hawk.
For 3 generations, we've been building world-class American performance.
Like the new Edelbrock Power Package Top-End Kit, based on Edelbrock's powerful RPM crate engines. Each kit includes aluminum heads and intake, cam and lifters, gaskets, and hardware to build your own 400-plus horsepower Chevy small block. For 3 generations, it's pure American performance from the leader. Call now for your free Edelbrock catalog.
Edelbrock makes them right here in the USA.
Welcome back to the Race Report. One of the largest racing events in Broome County took place last weekend at Grippen Park as 707 riders participated in the USA Gold Cup qualifier.
We got some riders that are here from North Carolina, a lot of them from Maryland, Delaware, all through Pennsylvania, Ohio, all through the New England states, and we got a whole bunch from Canada. The track here, we've been open since 2010, and we've had this race since 2011. And a little pat on everybody's back here is that we've had the largest rider turnout every year since 2011 east of the Mississippi. We got a great bunch of volunteers, first of all, and we work really hard. We keep the track maintained really well, and what's above us is the biggest thing. We got a roof. And we don't have weather problems unless it floods. And we were really close a few weeks ago with the rivers and stuff, but it came up the edge of the building, didn't get in. But it helps maintain the track a little bit better. You know, we don't have to worry about, the winters. We don't have to worry, we race all winter long. We don't have to worry about rain that you have to come in the next day or two and fix the track. So it's a big deal here for just having an indoor facility in the Northeast. We got bikes for the young kids, and it's for like the 5 and under kids, and they're called Striders. It's a balance bike. They don't have pedals. And I got a couple young lads here that are 1 year old. They haven't hit 2 years old yet. And I got one guy that is racing here today. He is 68 years old. So it's a wide range, so it's not just for the kids, whole bunch of adults. Weekly racing, we are here every Friday night throughout the summertime. And we're here Tuesdays for practicing. If you're interested in coming to check out our sport here, Tuesday is a good time to come, between 6 and 8 o'clock. It's you can check out the track, you can get out there, ride it a little bit, see if this sport is for you, because it's a great sport. One of the big things they always say, no one sits the bench in BMX, because you make it what you can. So you're out there and you're racing, having a good time, and we race year-round. It's almost every single weekend we got something going on here throughout the year. For like this event here, from what I was told by the Chamber of Commerce, we bring in about $500,000 to the local economy. That's a whole lot of money. Now during the winter times, we're the only track in the whole Northeast that races in wintertime. So during those events, particularly during the wintertime, they come in, they'll come in on Friday nights, and when we have races Saturday and Sunday, they stay overnight. The hotels get filled up, restaurants do good, gas stations do good, the pizza places do good and stuff, ice cream places, even like Friendlies and stuff down the road, they do really good. So we're doing a lot to help the local economy with just by having our track here. People call me up and they ask me what I need. I go, well, you either need yourself or you need your child. And I go, okay, you got a bike? Okay, BMX bikes are a little bit better. We do let some the mountain bikes out, what's called the cruiser class. But BMX style bike is the best thing to have. We don't like the pegs on the bikes and kickstands and stuff, but kids got to have a helmet. We allow almost any kind of helmet. We highly recommend a full face helmet. It does protect you a lot better. Long sleeve shirts, long pants. Gloves is not mandatory, but highly recommended, because you fall, doesn't matter if it's this track or any track, and you skin up your hands, you're not going to grab the grips. You're not going to do much of anything. It hurts. So you get all the proper equipment on, you're good as gold. You come on down and try it out. Social media, we are on Facebook. We got a lot of following on our Facebook page, which is Grippen Park BMX. Our website is www.grippenparkbmx.com. So it's got our schedule on there on our website. Facebook, I'm pretty much posting stuff on a daily basis and stuff, you know. And I had people, I went home after here last night and I was posting stuff on today for today's race and stuff, you know. So I'm on there pretty regular. If you got any questions, you can post something on Facebook, ask me up. You can also call me. My number's on the Facebook page. You know, you can give me a call. I'm more than happy to talk to anybody.
And we'll have more from Grippen Park right here on the Race Report next week.
"30 years of satisfied customers. That's the proud history of Brush and Pallet Auto in Candor. We have a large selection of cars, trucks, and SUVs. Here is this week's Car of the Week. We'll give you a $1,000 minimum trade-in, and we have financing options to fit your needs, including a first-time buyers program. Think you can't afford it? We think you can. Check us out at brush-pallet.com or visit us in person at 598 Owego Road in Candor, New York.
Welcome back to the Race Report. Thunder Mountain Speedway dropped the green flag on their 25th season. First to 602 crate sportsman action.
Gary Folk looks him over going into 3 and 4, and we're back underway. Going off into turn number 1 now. We have a big charge by Pat Jordan, side-by-side battle going down the back straightaway. Bouchard tries to push him down to the inside, take some of his line away, but Pat Jordan is going to have none of it. Pat Jordan takes the lead now. Look at that, Pat Jordan's left, front, rear corner going into 3, but look out behind him. He can't waste too much time. Here comes Tommy Collins down the back straightaway. Looks like a battle for second position is going to leave Pat Jordan for the checker flags in the crate sportsman feature. First one in 2017. Hammond hangs on for second.
In street stock action, it was a shootout between Jake Faustin and Damon Decker.
Number 66 car trying to take the lead from 89. Jake Faustin in the lead. The 89 of Damon Decker on his outside. Faustin maintains that low line going into turn number 1. If Decker hot on his heels, though, gets really close to that back bumper. But Faustin seems to be making that inside line work very well early in this street stock feature event. Going into turn number 3, we have a battle heating up now for third position. That's the number 2 EZ, Earl Zimmer. Number 3C right behind him. Battle heating up for the top position. Faustin, Decker gets the bumper to him coming off of turn number 2. If anything, it helped him push him down the back straightaway better. As we have 2x2 battles for the top 4 positions. Decker in first and Faustin first and second. Zimmer, Albanese third and fourth. Sneaking up in the number 6 car, Mike Wilbur Sr. As Albanese is ducking down beneath Zimmer. He's going to try to get an advantage, come off of 4, making that car roll really good through the bottom. Zimmer's going to take the high side. Albanese, the bottom. Give Albanese the third position. Faustin's persistence is paying off so far, but Decker's getting a really good run coming down the front straight into turn number 1. He has a great run going into 1 almost every lap. Meanwhile, behind him, Lance and Albanese is reeling them in slowly as these two are fighting for the lead up front, and we have a side-by-side battle now. Coming off of turn number 2, Faustin on the inside, Decker on the outside. Decker with the advantage for the first time this evening. Looks like he's going to pinch down Faustin, and he's got the spot. Give the advantage to Damon Decker in the 89. Going down the back straight one final time. Damon Decker, first street stock feature win of 2017. Second, a hard fourth. Lance and Albanese third. Faustin fourth. We'll go to the 109D of Dan Russell Jr. rounding out the top 5.
To the modifieds, and one of the most exciting races I've seen in years. Unfortunately, the announcers were having some problems with the microphones.
Head starter Gary Folk with the green flag. We're underway. Going off into turn one. Shane Spoonhour with the early advantage. And Corey Costa not wasting any time. We have trouble down here going into turn number 2. Looks like yellow number 73, green car. Steve Deinhardt out of Deposit, New York. Gets around. Danny Creedon down low now, trying to make it 3 wide. He sticks his nose in there, a 9. Going down the back straightaway. Danny Creedon looking for number 5 position. Looks like he's gonna lock it down. Go. Coming out of 4. Restart. Looks like Jeremy Smith and Spoonhour running up the track. Oh, we have trouble. A little bit of bumping and banging. Spoonhour gets the getter. With Jeremy Smith, looks like Smith's in trouble. He's got a left front tire down right now. Smith is backing off right now. We'll see if we can get back to the pit area. Looks like Jeremy Smith is going to come to a stop up in turn 3 and 4 with Alan Barker maintaining the lead. Meanwhile, up front, here comes Nick Nye. The 6NN. Danny Creedon, Worthboro, New York, to Shackleton, Napa. Smoke Tark number 16X. Danny Creedon with the first feature win of the season, 2017 Thunder Mountain. Nick Nye, 2nd. Alan Barker, 3rd. Chad Cook, 4th. Corey Costa comes home 5th.
You're watching the Race Report on Fox 40.
30 years of satisfied customers. That's the proud history of Brush and Pallet Auto in Candor. We have a large selection of cars, trucks, and SUVs. Here is this week's Car of the Week. We'll give you a $1,000 minimum trade-in, and we have financing options to fit your needs, including a first-time buyers program. Think you can't afford it? We think you can. Check us out at brush-pallet.com or visit us in person at 598 Owego Road in Candor, New York.
Welcome back to the Race Report. A different kind of motorsports action is on tap for this Sunday at Broome Tioga Sports Center with some ladies that like to go off-road.
We have been reaching out to a lot of people, not just ladies though. We have a lot of men that come up here that are beginners. We have a lot of ladies that come up that are beginners. I've met amazing people through the travels of, so now it's just continuing on and making this bigger and better. And on May 7th, we have the Ladies' Day, and we have so many people involved. And ladies from all over the state in different clubs, which you're going to be able to meet, obviously, and they're going to interview. And we're just super excited to meet all the ladies. And we have, like I said, people traveling from all over, Quebec, Canada, from Maryland, Connecticut, and they've already registered and they're ready to learn and get out and meet some other ladies. And a lot of these ladies have traveled throughout the country for other events, like for the Ladies Off-Road Network.
Your Ladies' Day is coming up this Sunday, so for people who are just learning about your group for the very first time right now, how can they come up and learn more this Sunday, and who should they talk to? Where would they find you?
Well, I will be at an information booth right outside of this facility. So when people come in, they can come and talk to me, but it's going to be set up very structured, so that way when you get here in the morning, you could pay either at the gate or in the bar, depending on how much inflow of people that we have coming in, and we have to make sure that everything goes smoothly. So when you get here, and you're going to see ladies scattered throughout the property. There's going to be Tricia Gleason and Christy Moore and Heather Tucker and a bunch of other ladies, Christy, Vincent, but you'll meet them when you get here. And you can go up to either of the booths to meet these ladies, to talk to them, see what they've done to get as far as they have in this industry, and even pointers on if you want to, for the very first time, take your vehicle off-road, should I do it, and how, and safely.
Let's talk about how to get started. What do they need in terms of equipment, safety gear, anything of that nature?
Well, your vehicle, obviously you want to check your fluids. You want to make sure that it's functioning properly. Make sure you're not going to overheat. Obviously, number one is making sure the vehicle is in good condition enough for the trails. It doesn't have to be beautiful. It doesn't have to be, wonderful. As long as it moves and it drives and it's safe, that's great. But it is a good idea to have a winch. If you can, get one. If you don't, then tow straps, tow hooks, hook points in the front and the rear. CB would be suggested for communication in case something does happen. Never, ever, ever go out by yourself. Have to have at least one person with you. And we're going to go over the kits that would be suggested and what to carry with you. But communication, recovery gear, water, snacks, very important so you can keep hydrated in case it's hot out, coolant, oil, different stuff just in case something happens. It's just, and a toolkit, very important to have a toolkit, fire extinguisher. I can keep going, but.
Now our viewers, of course, can come up this weekend, but if they can't be here in person, where can they go on social media to learn more about your organization?
Well, we have a site, Southern Tier Off-Road Club 4x4, and it has to have 4x4 on it for it to be our actual group. Because there is another one that's just a page, but that is part of Broome Tioga, which is updated regularly. But if you really want to get to the ladies and the community that we run up here as far as friends and trucks and everybody getting together, that would be the page to ask questions, to get information, find out how to get your vehicle trail-worthy, and to get information, any questions really. And we're really quick to respond, and we're very happy to help because this is a growing sport and we want to enjoy it with everybody. It's not just for ladies, it's for men too. It's also for beginners. It's for people that just got old enough to drive.
The race report will be at Broome Tioga Sports Center this Sunday for the off-road action, and we'll bring you interviews with more of the participants next week right here on the race report. This Saturday, the International Motor Racing Research Center in Watkins Glen will present the exciting life of John C. Fitch, the legendary sports car driver and automotive engineer. The presentation is at 1 p.m. Admission is $5. For more information, log on to racingarchives.org. Please join us this and every Monday night at the California Grill, 912 Vestal Parkway East, for racing trivia starting at 7:30. Come early and enjoy the great menu, including half-pound burgers, more than 80 varieties of wings, and pork and chicken dishes prepared in their smoker daily. For more info, head to theracereport.tv. This week's bonus trivia answer is Richie Evans. For the entire staff of the Race Report, thanks for watching. Until next week, I'm Ron Hills, and I'll see you at the races.